thank you for inviting us into your beautiful home to chat with you today.
Well, thank you for considering me. I absolutely love Ashro, and I'm really happy to be a part of this. This is exciting for me.
Excellent. Now, before we get started on some of the questions that I have for you, we would like to get to know you just a little bit. And I've had a chance to look at the questionnaire and I've jotted down a few notes and I'll be looking at those. But before I ask you a few questions that I have to ask about you, tell us a little about yourself.
Okay. I was born and raised here in the Mississippi Delta, educated here. I went to O'Bannon High School and Mississippi Valley State University, where I majored in speech communications. I'm a mom of two grown children. They're 25 and 21, born on the same day, 4 years apart. So people often ask me if I planned that. I was like, no, babies just do what they do. So it was just pretty much coincidence. So they are my greatest inspiration. I love being a mom. The other side of me, aside from, I'm pretty much a homebody, but I do enjoy spending time with friends from time to time. Of course, with this going on, it hasn't been much as of late, but I still try to connect with my peeps when I can. My biggest thing, I love to write. Writing is my passion, so I spend much of my time doing that. When I'm not working on classes, I'm pursuing my master's in social media management. So when I'm not in classes, I'm writing. And that's pretty much me. I love family. I love home. I love people. I'm just a quiet homebody.
Well, I tell you what, you lead an exciting life. I was just so encouraged just looking over your questionnaire. And you say that both of your babies were born on the same day. How cool that
On the
birthday for them.
on the same day. My son, the younger, was actually due like 3 weeks later. He was due like January 17th, I believe. But he decided to come early, and he made it at 12:05 on his sister's birthday, just after midnight.
Oh my goodness, I love it. And I've got a question for you because when you have family members whose birthdays are on the same day, how do you make it special for them?
Well, it's been pretty easy actually with my kids. My son is very low key about birthdays. As long as he has some food and a movie or a video game, he's fine. So I could, focus the bulk of the celebratory stuff on my daughter. And she didn't really get into the big celebration part of it until she got older, like her late teens and early 20s. So it works out pretty well. And he's still like that. He's still low key. His birthday will come, get him some pizza or some chicken, some of his favorite foods. If he's got movies and video games, he's fine. So
Isn't that amazing how children are so different? And we as moms know just how to love on each of our children.
exactly. And their personalities are totally opposite. He's low key and quiet. She's bold and out there. And it's just been a lot of fun watching them grow up with the opposite personalities, but they have some similarities. They're attached to each other. They're attached to me. I'm attached to them. So it's been a great ride.
Well, that sounds just like my children. I tell you, my daughter is really outgoing like me, and my son, like your son, is really, really, really low key. And you don't have to do any fanfare for him. He loves to eat too. So I can certainly identify with that. Now, as I looked at your questionnaire, I noticed that you are an author. So please tell us a little about your book.
Well, I actually have 3 books published so far that have been published since 2016. I have a book of poetry called Man of Mirrors and Mosaics. I have a fiction novel, which is called Within These Walls, which is actually part 1 of a trilogy that I'm planning. And then I have a book that I wrote about my experiences with dating and relationships and marriage. It's called Till Death. And it's been really exciting getting those published. I've wanted to write since high school. It started with my junior year. Our English teacher gave us a writing assignment, and it just went from there. I enjoyed the process. I enjoyed the reception of it. And so I knew from then that I wanted to be a writer. So I got actually linked up with a high school classmate who linked me up with someone that he knew who was a writer and a self-publisher. And it just went from there. So now I'm on Amazon, and it's great.
It is great. Congratulations to you. That is
Thank
simply
you.
awesome. It is. And so we look forward to hearing more about all of your wonderful books and the completion of the trilogy as well. That is so very exciting.
Thank you.
I noticed one other thing about you, and it is a great mantra. And that is that you say it's important to be unapologetically you. And that is just so true. Why do you feel that way? And how would you encourage us to take on that mantra as well?
Well, I actually adopted that mantra from a friend of ours. We have a group that we, hang together and support each other, a group of women. And she actually organized the photo shoot, the natural photo shoot, the pictures where I was wearing the orange multi, my Ashro, one of my favorite Ashro outfits. And she organized that. And just learning that from her. And I really took that to heart because growing up, I felt I had to be what others wanted me to be. And I had to be like they wanted me to be. And it was when I got in my 40s that I started to realize you're much happier in life, and you're much more content, much more satisfied when you get in touch with your true self and be that person unapologetically. You are who you are. You let others know that you accept me for who I am. And if not, I still love you, but that's it. I'm just me. And being unapologetic about it is the biggest part about it. You don't constantly want to go through life apologizing for who you are, how as long as you're not, harming others or bringing any detriment to others, or it's not in a negative light. But when you're positive about it, and when you share positivity and you uplift others in the process, and you're unapologetically you, that's a plus.
You are so right. And thank you for sharing that. Unapologetically you. You should create a t-shirt.
Well, we actually had one that we wore in another part of the shirt that she designed, and it's beautiful. I'll have to send you
Oh,
pictures.
I love it. And the shirt says unapologetically you.
As the graphic is a natural sister, and it's like a rainbow iridescent design, and it says unapologetically me, and it's so pretty. I'll be sure to send you that.
Oh yes, I have to get the link to that.
It was
Thank you
designed by
so.
a local lady here in Greenville. She does amazing graphic work.
Excellent. Now you live in Greenville. What state do you live in?
Mississippi.
Greenville, Miss. Oh yes, you did say the Mississippi Delta. That's correct. That's correct. Now, one other thing that I noticed about you, and I'm happy that I'm sitting here today with a motivational speaker. So it's important to you to motivate and inspire others. So why is that important? And why did you? And some of us can motivate motivate others and inspire others simply by speaking to different people. Why was it important to you to officially become a motivational speaker?
Well, I felt that I had a story to share. I grew up with low self-esteem. I was, bullied and teased as a child. And having finally come out of that, and it took years for me to come out of that, actually. I was an adult before I started to develop the confidence that I felt I needed to live a successful life. So that was important to me to share, because I can identify with others who may have gone through something, or who just don't have that confidence that they need or that they want. And I love encouraging others. I love bringing a smile to people's faces, lifting them up, helping them develop their confidence. To me, that's just such a joy. And it's important for me to see people live their happiest, most fulfilled life.
Well, thank you so much for that. And I certainly agree that it's important for us to encourage others and to be their very best. And now, Miss Antoinette, with the coronavirus that is going on, how has it changed your life?
It's made me appreciate things more. Now, as far as the quarantine side, I'm pretty much a homebody anyway, so the shelter in place wasn't really so difficult for me. The only thing I miss is the occasional gathering with friends. We'll go out to eat or to the movies or something like that. The impromptu shopping trips, things of that nature. But aside from that, I'm really okay sheltering at home. I spend much of my time here anyway. I'm in my room now, and this is where I work, where I create. So I'm actually good on that front. But it's made me appreciate things more. Family, connecting, us here in our household, we're spending a lot more time together. My brother is an essential worker, so he's still out there, but he's taking every precaution with the mask, the sanitizer, all of that. But aside from that, we get a lot more time together. It's giving me much more time to just sit and just be, because sometimes you get caught up in day-to-day life. You're running errands, you're doing this, you're doing that, and you wake up and it's like, just say you wake up at 9, and by the time you're through doing what you have to do, and it's like 6 or 7 in the evening, where did the day go? So now you have time to sit and slow down and just think and just be. Just sit and watch TV, enjoy a couple of hours of a good program. For me, I've been able to spend much more time on my studies, which helped a lot. It improved my grades so much, and I'm really grateful for that. It gave me much more time to work on my book projects and other projects that I'm developing. So I'm just appreciative of the time, in spite of the difficulties of the situation, in spite of the seriousness of it. I'm very much appreciative.
That is a good thing. Now, how are you staying connected to your extended family outside of your home, staying connected to your friends, and also to your church family?
We call or text each other constantly. My family, my dad lives in Atlanta, Georgia, and I have family in Detroit and San Francisco. So we have a group chat, and every day we're texting each other or sending each other little messages, things like that. Social media, of course. We have group chats there. We connect on each other's pages. My church family, I don't have a specific church home, because what I've been doing is I just visited, different churches. Friends will invite me to their programs and to their services, so I just visit different ones. And they've all been sharing in their live streams. A lot of the churches, are live streaming their services, and they've been sharing that. So I've been watching those, and we're sharing. We have a couple of groups where we share, Bible verses, do Bible studies, share scriptures and things like that. So it's been pretty easy to kind of stay connected and stay on the path with our loved ones and with our church families.
Well, that's good. That's good. And now, have you grown closer to anyone or any group in particular during this time?
A little bit. There's a couple of people that I've gotten closer to. They're small business owners, and they're, entrepreneurs, and they're doing their thing. So I've gotten to support them a little bit during this thing, because, since they can't work their regular jobs as much, they're doing that to try to supplement their income. And I've been trying as much as possible to support them to help them out. And that's helped us, to grow closer together. We've shared tips and ideas, promoting the business and sticking to it. And when you run into, certain situations in business, and just encouraging each other. So I do have a couple of friends that we've gotten a little bit closer.
Well, that is a wonderful idea, to reach out to small businesses to keep them going and then just develop that connection to them and share tips. Oh, thank you so much for that. I hadn't thought of that. That is a wonderful idea.
It's great. And what our
Yes.
with my high school alma mater, we formed a group. And I think several of the other schools here in the area have done it as well. We formed a group to adopt our seniors because they can't have their actual graduation ceremony. So we adopted our seniors, and we're just, reaching out to them, sharing encouragement, supporting them, letting them know how proud we are of them, getting them gifts and things of that nature. So it's been a real treat to just see how people have stepped up during this time to just help each other out. And the kids are so wonderful, and they're so appreciative. My senior reached out to me last night, and he was just like, I thank you so much for, for adopting me and everything. And his dad was very appreciative. So it's connected us all so wonderfully, and I just love it.
Oh, I do too. Oh my goodness, thank you for sharing that. And even you just mentioned that since you're home, we just find ourselves getting busier as we're home. Some of us do. I think you mentioned that you've had some time to settle in, but some of us have found ourselves getting really busy and working a little more than we did before. So how do you slow things down? How do you calm down? How do you take some me time?
I lock myself in my room. And as funny as that sounds, it's actually kind of true. I'll go in my room and everybody else is doing their thing. So, I'll go venture out and run a few errands, with the mask and the sanitizer, of course, taking every precaution. But when I finish that, I'll just kind of, ease into my room and, kind of shut the door. And they're doing their thing. Mom is watching TV. She loves Westerns and the older shows, and she gets into those. My son is on his game, his Xbox, and his movies and stuff. When my niece is here, she's playing with her toys. So nobody really notices when I kind of ease away and, get into my room, and I just come in and, I don't know, I'll turn on like TLC or, some channel and find something good that's on, and zone into that and grab my notebook and start making notes. And, or I'll just sit, sometimes just sit and just kind of decompress, meditate a little bit, and gather myself.
Well, now that's a good tip. So let's see if that'll work for me. Let's see if I can slip into my bedroom, lock the door, and no one will notice.
If it's no more than 5 or 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it does wonders. It really does. Sometimes I'll put on music. I love the older music from the 80s. I'll put some of that on and just zone out for a few minutes, and it does wonders. You take those times periodically throughout the day, it helps a lot.
Well, that's a good idea. Now, have you started any new projects during this pandemic?
I have. I actually have a project I had started before, but I put it aside when I started my classes, this last set of classes. And I'm back to working on that. And that's part 2 to the trilogy. So I'm about halfway through that. So hopefully soon I'll be finished with that because my class just ended. We have another one that starts June 1st. But hopefully now that I've gotten the hang of managing my time during this pandemic, I can still kind of get that cranked out.
Well, when do you think the second part of the trilogy will be ready for release?
Let's see. This is about mid-May. So I'm hoping by June, if everything goes well according to plan. Sometime in June, we should have a new release.
Oh, well, we are going to look forward to it.
Awesome.
Now, Miss Antoinette, what do you most miss about everyday life?
I think it's just running the errands freely, or shopping or dining out freely, without having to wear a mask, because those things are pretty difficult to breathe in sometimes. So just the freedom and flexibility of being able to go and do, without worrying, or if someone's over on the next aisle, say, and they start coughing, and then you're like, uh-oh. Because I actually did experience that. I was picking up some items from the store, maybe about a week or so ago, and a lady was in there, right in front of me, and she started coughing, and it was just like a knee-jerk reaction. I kind of backed up, but I didn't want to be too obvious, because even with all this going on, you don't want to make people feel, because there's people with allergies and other conditions that have nothing to do with the actual virus, and you don't want to make them feel uncomfortable, but at the same time you don't know necessarily. So I just kind of backed up, and I just kind of eased back, but without having to worry about that sort of thing. Am I going to contract it? Is someone in here with it? And some people are not being as precautious, so for whatever reason, and so it's just difficult. So I miss the being out and about without having to worry about that.
Yes, I certainly agree with that.
And being able to hug each other when you see each other. I miss that. I'm a hugger. So, and when you see someone, especially if you haven't seen them in a long time, you want to give them a hug and show them some love. And right now, we just can't. So I miss that.
I really miss that too. I really do. Now, one other thing I miss, and I'm dressed up today, but I miss dressing up and going outside. So, do you miss dressing up?
Yes. I don't dress up a lot. If I'm going to a particular event, or now sometimes I'll dress up when I'm going shopping. I feel like, no, I think I want to get cute today, and throw on something nice, and go out and do that. Um, but I do miss having events and being able to dress up for them, and just go out and see people and be seen. So when this first started, I was in PJs most of the day, most of the time. But here the last few days, I've been trying to at least throw on a cute shirt and some leggings, my cute shoes, and I put my earrings on, kind of dress up, kind of perk it up a little bit.
Well, I love your outfit. I love the shirt. What does the shirt say?
The shirt says, I don't know if you can see the bottom, but it says Soul Sister. And this is actually an Ashro piece. I love it. And it's soft and it's comfortable, but it has the bling. So it makes you feel all sparkly and glamorous, and I just love it.
Are you going to switch it up a bit? Are you going to try wigs, or maybe are you going to try head wraps, or what are some unique things that you plan to do with your hair while you're inside and when you start to venture out?
Definitely switch it up. For a while, I just didn't. When this first started, I just didn't do anything with my hair because I was like, well, we're quarantined, so other than washing and twisting it up at night, I didn't do much with it. And then I decided to start, kind of switching it up. So probably after this, I may wear my own hair out in its natural state for a while. I do have a couple of wigs. I'd like to get a couple more because I enjoy wearing them from time to time. The head wraps, I love to wear the head wraps when I can figure out how to wrap them. And sometimes I do pretty well when I'm not exactly trying to get it just right, when I just do it and it comes out pretty good. And I'll probably get a couple more of those too. So I can, if I don't feel like being bothered with my hair, I can just put my head wrap on.
That is so true. And your natural hair is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
All over, and we're able to go out and we're able to do what we want to do. What is it you most want to do?
I want to get with a couple of girlfriends and go out for a nice steak dinner. sit and have a glass of wine with dinner and just chat it up and just laugh. I think that would be the best thing, because you miss connecting physically in person with people, and nothing connects people like a nice meal and laughter. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
That's right. Laughter is good for the soul, and there's nothing like friends and fellowship.
Yeah.
Um, Miss Antoinette, what gives you hope?
What gives me hope is knowing that there's still love and kindness and compassion out there. In spite of, we've seen a lot of negativity surrounding this whole situation, but I look for the good in it. And I've seen so much of that. Communities coming together, feeding families, supporting small businesses who are trying to stay afloat, people who need help and need supplies and someone has it and they're sharing, supporting kids and college students who, like I said, they couldn't participate in their graduation ceremony, and people are finding creative ways to make that happen for them and support them. Just seeing all of the gestures of support and love it's encouraging for me, and that gives me hope.
Mhm. Now, is there a special scripture that is getting you through this time or a special inspirational poem?
Um, I have so many favorite scriptures. Let's see, I have one up here. I have it actually taped on my mirror. So when I'm, getting ready, I can look at it and focus on it. And it's Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So that just lets me know that no matter what's going on, no matter what you're going through Christ and his strength, you can do anything.
I certainly agree with that. That is one of my favorite scriptures as well. Now, Miss Antoinette, what does it mean to be an Ashro woman?
To me, it means being freely expressive, being stylish, and exuding joy. When I put on my Ashro outfit, I just feel joyful and regal and happy, and I can't help but spread it to others. So that's pretty much that's what it means to me.
I love it. And how does an Ashro woman face adversity and challenges?
She faces it head on. You tackle it. Um, there's this saying. It says, "How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time." It's a tremendous job. So you just tackle it one moment, one task, one bite at a time, and we face it head on. We know that we can do anything through Christ. We are smart, strong, intelligent, capable. So there's nothing we can't accomplish or overcome. That's it.
Well, thank you so very much, Miss Antoinette. It has really been an honor just to sit and talk to you today. Thank you for your wonderful words of inspiration. You are certainly an exceptional woman, and we admire you and are so happy to have you join us today. And are there any words of inspiration and encouragement you'd like to share with our Ashro women and their family and friends before we go?
Well, I would just say to just keep going. Life is one day at a time. Keep going, and definitely stop and smell the roses, as the saying goes. We can get so caught up in what's going on around us and everything that's happening. Take a moment to just stop and breathe. I'll go outside from time to time, and I'm usually doing some sort of household errand, and I'll just stop and I'll look up at the sky and I'll look at the trees, the colors, the sun is shining. You can hear birds in the background, and it might sound cliche, but I just stop and just breathe that in and just embrace the moment and just be thankful to just be here. And that does a lot to get me through, and I hope it will get others through as well. And thank you so much for considering me for this and for sitting down with me. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I consider it an honor.
Well, it is my pleasure, and it is our pleasure at Ashro to have done so. Those are certainly words for us to live by, and we just thank you so much for taking time to speak with us today.